Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Baldur's Gate 3 with me, Break It Down. Let's check out these locked doors and their mail. Let's meet. A hastily scrawled note. I have the information you wanted. You were right. The temple membership is growing. I'll tell you all about their so-called tribunal. Meet me tomorrow. You know where. Bloodstained note. A strip of paper with the following words written in blood. I found you. One last chance. You didn't come. Don't you realize I'm risking my neck for you? I can't have this information sitting on me. You'll find me. I'll give you one last chance. Meet me tonight, or never contact me again. We've read the multiple sanitation notice. So I wonder if these notes in this order are hinting that Orin and her ballists are in the sewers. Should also explain why the kobolds went missing.
Softly.
Still breathing, despite everything. This corpse has been desecrated, displayed. And there's nothing random about it.
Fake Balthazar's head. Gohamberry Tresp. So we probably can't use Speak with Dead on the body because it's missing its head. But it won't stop us from trying.
The corpse has nothing to say.
Found severed pelvis. A pelvis sundered from the rest of the body, still clothed in the stained tatters of a clown costume. Balthazar V. A note found on the decapitated corpse of a man in the lower city. The effigy of Balthazar, who lacked ambition. What use his refusal? He thought himself free, but destiny claimed his corpse the same. Below is an exaggerated signature written in blood. Orin the Red.
Circus clowns. What an end for Dribbles the Clown. Let's talk.
We've got 3 pieces of dribbles.
Very well.
Awaits her blessings with open arms.
Is that blood? No, never mind.
Don't tell our writers that. Their egos are big enough as it is.
Alright, let's check out the Baldur's Mouth Gazette. Alright, Guard Vlamina.
Afraid I'll have to ask you to stop there. Only Etfard's allowed to use the basement elevator.
Is that so?
If you want to use the elevator, speak to Etfard. I've been told no one's allowed down to the basement.
Celine Freeg.
Hey, cut it out, will you? I've got deliveries to manage. Busy, busy, busy. Huh? Are you still standing there gawking? Shove off!
can't read it without taking it. If I take it, they're gonna get upset. Security first. Security first. Security for those who deserve it is the first responsibility of government. As the creator of the Steel Watch, Lord Gortash has proven his credentials as a master of civic security. Guard Hertvor Dremble.
You ever heard of this many guards for a bloody broadsheet? It's ridiculous. Bloody writers. If the pen really were mightier than the sword, they wouldn't need us.
Well, you've got a spear. You're right, they're everywhere. The Glimmer Whistleborn. I'm a long-time reader of your column, but none of them ever hit me before like the Absolutist next door. You listed 8 warning signs that a neighbor might be a spy for the Absolute cult, and by Torm, you were right, because my neighbor on the uphill side fits all 8 of your warning signs. I'm watching him now. As soon as I see that traitor Chugly commit just one crime, I'm turning him into the fists. Thanks again, Sarah Whistleborn, for all your insights. A loyal reader. Glimmer Whistleborn.
I'd hoped with Gortash dead, the Steel Watch would have better things to do than cramp up our writer's room. Dear reader, I was a fool. How am I supposed to write about Lord Gortash's life when I'm afeared for my own? Bloody Steel Watchers.
The time of the Patriarchs is over. For generations, the Patriarchs have been filling their pockets, letting the city fall into decay. Some Patriarchs have recognized their mistakes, and are willingly donating their fortunes to support the city. But others, more selfish, deserve to be stripped of their privileges. A system with a single incorruptible ruler, Gortash, is the answer to a fair society. I'll speak to Etvar Needle last. Headline Brainstorming. Father Lorgan murdered at his own temple. This is big news. Now, how best to boil that down into a headline? Ideas. Open Hand loses its grip. Nah. Savage Butchery of Revered Priest. No, I use Savage Butchery for Stelmane. Temple turned Slaughterhouse and Shock Horror Priest Murder. No. Brevity. A tie? Sheesh. Stabbed and stabbed again. That's not so bad. But not good enough. Alright, it's tie time. A drink of the elf song will sharpen my wits. Ty Willowbrook.
Hang on, wait, stay there. You reminded me of that word I was looking for, corpusculent. That's it. As you were. Father Lorgan's corpusculent corpse. Shit, no. Look, mate, can you stop staring at me? You're really putting me off.
Guard Unilda Tiro.
Hang on, you're not allowed down in the basement. Only Master Needle is permitted access to the printworks. I told you already, no access to the printer room. If you keep forgetting, I'll print it out and nail it to your head. Sod off!
I'm sure you've read this one already. Or not. Be wary of foreigners. Foreigners should be shunned. Their decadent ideas... No, we have read this one. A note from Estra. Edvard, I need you to get me into the upper city. Those pricks at the gate won't let me through. Can you leverage your influence? I need to take the temperature of the Patriarchs, see what they think about this whole absolute army thing. So be a dear and get me a pass or something. My butt is tired from sitting around the office. Estra Stir.
Say, I know that face. we had an absolute blinder of a piece ready to print about you. Would have been your ruin, I reckon. But alas, any article not about Gortash's death might as well be bog roll at the moment.
Oh, why were you writing something negative about me?
Huh? You give us plenty to work with. Trafficking refugees into our city is hardly a good look. Especially when so many are absolutists and murderers. However, column space is a rare commodity when a lord dies, so you can consider the tales of your misdeeds indefinitely postponed. Now, take your leave. I have so many articles to arrange for the next edition. Dead men might tell no tales, but they certainly sell them. You again. Old news. I've got a dead duke to commemorate. Be on your way. You...
Okay. Need to find a way into the basement.
I bet they'll be doing citizen on the street reaction interviews.
Just a little further. Poking, prodding.
I use turn-based mode just to make sure I don't waste any time.
Still alive. So that's progress.
Always nice to be wanted.
Sharp as ever. Let's get going. Blade at the ready. Two steps at a time. These things have stayed interesting.
Alright, now that the door is open, I'd send someone with regular invisibility through. Try to lockpick the door will break regular invisibility. I've seen an open letter on oppression in peacocks. The Folly and the Fall. A faded handbill advertising the works of Sharp-Tongued Traveling Troupe. We've seen this as well. So it has been a while. Reminder to fire Malik. Note to self, really fire Malik this time. He's so far beyond unhinged, it's not even funny anymore. My good friend Edvard. My good friend Edvard, I've noticed the quality of your work has been slipping of late, despite the new equipment I've provided. Tisk tisk, Edvard. I'm sending along material for urgent publication about some dangerous adventurers who've been allowed into the city. Attend to it. Let's not hear any more about my interfering with your editorial voice, because that voice now belongs to me. In the city's best interest, of course. G. Oh shoot, he's not invisible.
You don't have permission to be here. You're about to be ejected.
Try to convince them you belong here? Oh, look at me. Do I look dangerous?
The only thing you've managed to convince them of is that you absolutely do not belong here.
Sorry, Will.
The work is never done. No rest, be you wicked or wise. What am I to do? Ready and waiting. Well, certainly waiting.
Well, thank goodness for that. Ink spattered key. The handle of this well-worn silver key is covered in blots of dried black ink.
Someday I will sit down.
You've set foot in a restricted area. A swift exit may be in order.
Right. I'll be on my way. So I'm guessing the key we picked up will open up this door. I may need Gale for this part, because he has greater invisibility scribed in his spellbook. Could also be tied to the elevator. Or both.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
And while I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and respec Shadowheart,
Let's talk.
since I've opened up the floodgates with Will.
Are you sure? The blade stands at the ready. And just when things were warming up.
So I've been teasing the idea of respecking Shadowheart into a light cleric for a while. I just didn't know if I wanted to do it as soon as her hair changed color, or after we completed her quest.
best be on my way.
Actually, Astarion might be better suited for this.
Yes? Darling, I thought you'd never ask. Lead on.
Fate spins along as it should. Dost thou require a new ally? Or mayhaps a resurrection instead? As thou desire.
Alright. So cleric still, of course. Honestly, thaumaturgy may be better. We'll grab light later. Alright, light domain. Gods of primordial flame bathe you in resplendent light, providing magics to dispel darkness and immolate enemies, not enemies. Oh, we get light automatically, so I'm glad I didn't grab that. And then burning hands and fairy fire. And warding flare. Shield yourself with divine light. Use your reaction to impose disadvantage on an attacker, possibly causing their attack to miss. I prefer strength over dexterity. Okay, yeah, this works. Alright, level 2 light cleric. Turn Undead, and Radiance of the Dawn. The sun's divine power dispels any magical darkness. Doesn't affect creatures that have total cover from you. On save, targets will take half damage. I'll take care of the spells later. Alright, more spell slots. Light domain spells are Flaming Sphere and Scorching Ray. Okay, we get a cantrip. The light domain seems to like fire. We'll go with Produce Flame just to stick with the theme. As for our feat, we'll do Athlete. Point into strength. More spell slots and Destroy Undead. Then Daylight and Fireball. Improved Warding Flare. When an enemy attacks an ally, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll, possibly causing their attack to miss. More spell slots. Guardian of Faith and Wall of Fire. Potent spellcasting. Your god grants you even more intense power. You could add your wisdom modifier to the damage you deal with cleric cantrips. And a new feat will do ability improvement to boost our constitution and wisdom. Alright, standard cleric spells and Flame Strike and Destructive Wave. More spell slots and Divine Intervention. I wonder if I can cast that again now that I've respect. And since we apply a Blade Ward through any healing spells, I'm just going to grab Resistance here. And more spell slots. We should probably have Revivify on hand. I do like Guiding Bolt, even though I don't use it often. Greater Restoration is also useful. Yeah, that should do for now.
What to do?
At your command.
Alright, so I don't see Divine Intervention. So it looks like you can't cheese it by respecking.
Another step forward.
He has regular invisibility, but he also has decent stealth. So he may be able to sneak into the basement without needing invisibility regardless. We'll see. Alright, Newshawker Float. Use this to collect the Newshawker sales at the end of the day, and give them to change for tomorrow. Do not give Lewin another float. He keeps misplacing it, he'll have to give change out of his own pocket. Edward Needle, Editor-in-Chief, Baldur's Mouth Gazette. Alright, Baldur's Mouth Gazette. Edition number 81, Sanitation Strike by Sewer Kobolds. Still Watchers greet our new protectors. Public Park, Public Disgrace. Another gaff from Buffoon Duke Dillard Portier. Elf Song at Tavern changes its tune. Refugees from Eastern Unrest arrive in Rivington. Are vampires real? Patriarch says no. Oh, that's the elevator. Alright, edition number 79 of the Baldur's Mouth Gazette. We've read this one before. I think that was on the ground outside. Collection records. A notice scrawled on the bottom of an otherwise mundane sales record. Edford Mate. I don't know what you're lacing those papers with, but they're selling like silk root at a druid grove. Bloody good stuff. Alright, cutest cat you've ever seen. This article about the humdrum of Baldur's Gate doesn't talk about your arrival in the city. An article block primed for loading into an eager printing press. What edition is this? 76. I don't know if we've seen this one. Duke Ravengard on official mission to Elturel. Elturel Inferno, city drawn into Avernus. Scandal strikes Vanthamper family. The legend of Old Chalms, or Cholms. A gang war rumored between arms smugglers, and mission rules tightened for Upper City. Where did the fog go? Vanished by Umberly. Alright, brace modernity. Printing division. The dry run of the new Enchanto automated printing press was a complete success. I'll be switching immediately to broadsheet production on that shiny new device. And none of you complaining about how it might be possessed by a spirit. Because of course it's possessed by a spirit. Deal with it. We not only print the news, we are the news. Edvard Needle, Editor-in-Chief. Oh, they don't care that I'm down here. Even better. An Archduke's leadership verification. We've read that before. Well, great. I'll waste more resources down here. Just... Alright, Bardur's Mouth Gazette again. Edition number 92. Silverbell Melody Extravaganza coming soon. Soaked sommeliers outraged by water genasi antics. A Waterhavian Splendor Castellanter retinue arrives. We've seen this. Old news. Alright, what's the other thing we picked up? Pivot to new target. So I walk around the newsroom floor, and what do I see? Half of you are still working on your usual old columns about syllabub recipes and road repairs. Knock it off. I made it perfectly clear in this morning's briefing that we're going all out to blight the reputations of that phony band of adventurers now stinking up the city. Throw all your usual columns in the rubbish bin and get to work on some hit pieces. Now, Needle. Official print job. Printing office, Baldur's Mouth. You're about to find out why we got you that fancy enchanted automatic printing press. This letter constitutes a mandatory printing order for 5 bundles of the official Gortash Archducal coronation portrait poster. This order is to be delivered as immediately as possible. Keep that press running all night. We'll make sure the neighbors don't complain. And watch your quality control. We don't want Lord Gortash's face smeared or pumpkin colored. Bulova, aide to the Archduke designate. Regarding portrait production, oops. A public danger. An unsent letter from Edward Needle addressed to Lord Enver Gortash. Far be it, my lord, for me to question a decree from you, but I worry you haven't the full picture in mind. If we were to stop all production of the Baldur's Mouth Gazette for even a 10-day, our reach and audience impact would take a debilitating blow. Yes, I understand the portrait you've ordered we print is a Fevris original. Yes, I understand what it'll do for your image before council next meets to discussion succession plans. But please take a moment to consider what you're asking from me. Yours faithfully, Edward Needle, Editor-in-Chief, Baldur's Mouth Gazette. In a public danger, this article's Weasley words weave a terrible tale about you, potentially reputation-shattering if put to print. It's not funny. I don't care who keeps messing with the printer and adding mistakes to our editions. I'll dock all of your pay if it doesn't cease. Immediately. Edward Needle, Editor-in-Chief, Baldur's Mouth Gazette. Gondian Research Report. Here you pass your eyes over a Gondian report concerning the Shadow Curse. We've read this one before. Wolves in sheep's clothing. Alright, same as a public danger. what abides below. I don't know that we've seen this. Flamenden tells us that Grey Harbor was a small coastal village before Baldur returned with his sea treasure and founded a great city here. But the vast subterranean ruins hidden beneath our modern city sewer system tell a very different story. There was a city on the Bight, the Lower Chianthar, ages before Baldur built his sea tower. A metropolis of grand boulevards and granite towers opened to the sky before the unknown cataclysm that split them to their foundations, and then swallowed them into the bedrock. Who are these forgotten people who lived in the age before Baldur? Perhaps more importantly, who or what still lives in the ruins of that tumbled-down port down below? What things, creatures, and creations lurk deep beneath our streets, and do they have designs on what we like to think of as our world on the surface above? Alright, edition 82. Increase in missing persons alarms families. Sudden earthquakes shaking our homes. Does the counting house sink deeper with each new gold coin? Could your spouse be a secret cultist? Elfsong Tavern kicks off new competition. Join the laugh riot now. Old Garlo's place occupied by vandals. Too much haddock. Make fish cakes. Gondian Autoprinter Manual. Gondian Autoprinter User Manual. Using your autoprinter is a two-step process. Step 1. Loading your headline article. Printing is as easy as opening a hatch and placing your desired article in the machine. Once the autoprinter is loaded, it will animate and begin pumping out copies until either the ink reservoir or paper hopper is empty. Step 2. Endless profit. Now your exceptional journalism will be ready for delivery to your vast readership. You'll need it with the amount of broadsheets this thing will print. Note to self. My dearest Edward, our new gift from the venerable Lord Gortash has already outstripped any production records the manual printers set. They're clever little bastards, those Gondians. Shame their foundry is such an eyesore. Now we're fully on board with the Gondians, and their fantastic steel watch. That's the new line. In fact, the foundry could be argued to even accent Grey Harbor. I think I feel a travel feature coming on. All my love, Edward Needle, Editor-in-Chief, Baldur's Mouth Gazette. Alright, I think we've read this one before. Read this one as well. I think we've seen that one too, though I might be mistaken about that last one. Officially unofficial circus history. An excerpt from the officially unofficial history of the Circus of the Last Days. It documents the last time the circus came to Baldur's Gate. Dumpy Dumpling was the headline act, as he had been for a decade. His performance was the usual: firework farts, chicken snapping, and his trademark pie-in-the-ear trick. The crowd laughed and clapped, but Dumpy lacked spark. His heart wasn't in it. Dumpy called for a volunteer. An unassuming man with reddish hair and a shy smile volunteered. And then everything changed. The man commanded the stage with the sheer joy of his presence. His one-liners were lightning quick, his comebacks even more so. The crowd were enthralled, myself included, as we laughed till we cried. By the end of this show, I'd forgotten I was there to see Dumpy. Lucretius, the circus's ever-charismatic leader, is no fool. She saw the star this man would be, even in his rough, unpolished state. She offered him a job then and there. When he bashfully accepted, the crowd erupted in applause. I knew even then that I had just witnessed history. For Norris Greeny was the man's name, or as he would come to be better known, Dribbles the Clown. Notice of termination. Dear Miss Fowles, while the mouth likes to nurture an atmosphere of open and honest debate within our newsroom, we draw the line at conspiracy, intimidation, and libellous behavior. You've become and are fostering a toxic, unjournalistic presence in the workplace. While it brings me no joy, you've left us no choice. I do not accept your resignation. You're fired without pay, effective immediately. Any further harassment of myself, our staff, or any of our generous benefactors will force my hand in pursuing criminal action. All the best, Edward Needle, Editor-in-Chief, Baldur's Mouth Gazette. The Duke's Mouth. An article marked for the editor's desk that looks like it never went to print. There's a sickness in our city, dear reader. It nibbles in the council's ear in private audience chambers. Oh, we've seen this one. It was posted to the board outside. Curse breakers or curse makers. Another article about us. We've seen this one, I'm fairly certain. Yeah. Yep, we've seen that one as well. The gate is closed. We've seen this. Yes. Yep, seen that one as well. Yep, seen that one as well. Back in the first area. Been a while since we've seen that one. And that one. Alright, printing press.
The smell of hot ink and whir of machinery fills your senses as you approach the Baldur's Mouth printworks. Your attention is drawn to a metal block loaded into a slot labelled Headline Article.
Alright, rogue sleight of hand. Dislodge the current headline with a precise flick of the wrist. Actually, check the headline currently in the printer.
The Mouth's next edition appears to be led by a piece commemorating the late Lord Gortash.
Alright, now, option 2. Dislodge the current headline with a precise flick of the wrist.
You manage to clear the printer's load. It is ready for a new headline.
Cutest cat you've ever seen. There, that's what the people need to know.
Printer whirs, ready to print an edition with the currently loaded headline.
Alright, check the headline currently in the printer.
The Mouth's next edition appears to be led by a
Well,
piece commemorating...
Maybe not. Nice.
Never a dull moment.
Well, let's go back.
Hang on! You're not allowed down in the basement. Only Master Needle is permitted access to the printworks.
Oh, good for him. Actually, let's talk to him now that we've changed the headline.
You again.
Alright, never mind.
Breathe deep and move.
Alright, we'll park Astarion at camp, grab Will, and then head to the Elfsong Tavern in the next one.
Need something? Oh, darling, I'm hurt. I thought we had something special. I guess I'll spend my evenings lounging here while you do all the hard work. It sounds awful.
Let's talk. That's the spirit.
Now, on the topic of respecking, there's two other companions I think you can make arguments for respecking. I think Halso would make a good Oath of Ancients paladin. And it's not just because I love paladins, but because he gives up his Archdruid position and is pursuing making people happy and correcting evil in the world, specifically with the Shadow Curse. And then Lae'zel, you could turn into a monk once she's set on freeing Orpheus, since his honor guard are all monks.
See, Mr. Needle, I first met the late Lord Gortash when I was a child.
Spoke to her already? Alright, I'm gonna call it here, and next time we check out the Elfsong Tavern, which I'm really excited about. My favorite locations in, well, Baldur's Gate and D&D in general. But for now, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.